Well, it's our pleasure here on TTownSports.com to have the first-year head coach of the Edison Eagles, and it's actually his alma mater as well, Creed Flowers, joining us as area tournament sneaking up on us. And Thursday matchup will feature the Edison Eagles and the Memorial Chargers. And Creed, first of all, congratulations on an outstanding inaugural year at Edison. I know for a guy that graduated from that program, as legendary as the basketball program is for the Eagles, that this has got to be a real thrill for you.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I appreciate it. So I've enjoyed the process of seeing our team grow throughout the season too.
I know that you're a guy that played there, and we'll get into that here in just a few minutes. But let's talk about this team. You guys have had some ups and downs this year. You've come out on top, and really in the second half of the season, really been on a roll since that last loss, I think, to Memorial. I don't believe we've had another game lost for the Eagles. So that's going to be something that's got you set up and prepared well for postseason action.
Yeah, we've won 8 in a row, so great momentum heading into the area. And I think it was just, I mean, obviously my first year over here, people getting used to me, players getting used to me and the way I like to do things, and the system and stuff that I like to run. And it takes some time. And at a school like this too, expectations for basketball are always high. So I get they expect to be uh, pretty good or pretty dominant majority of the time. So I was just kind of telling people like, be patient. We got a lot of guys who, you know, are getting their first year of experience. And that could be some from the young ones that we have, but also from guys that have been here and just been waiting their turn to get some of these minutes and some of these opportunities. So I knew we were pretty young as far as on the court wise, and they just, needed some time to get adjusted. And they've been adjusting really well.
Talk about your go-to players. Let's talk about your starting five and some of the folks whose names will be calling on the broadcast.
So number one, Maurice Jackson, he's a senior. Number three, Jack Crawford, he's a sophomore guard. Number five, Quan Young, he's a forward slash like small forward slash guard. Number 11, Donald Jackson, senior. And then Sheldon Thomason, number 15, he's a senior too. That plays center for us majority of the time. So that's a starting five.
I know you've got your starting five. You've got some that come off the bench as well. I know Nehemiah Liggins and some of those
Yep.
guys are uh, real big contributors. Even if they don't get that starting nod, they'll really come in and make a difference in your game.
Oh yeah, Nehemiah Liggins, probably the best athlete that we have on our team from top to bottom, and he actually was at Memorial previously. So we got blessed when he, popped up over here. And then you got TJ Hooks that comes off the bench as well, number 23, really, really great shooter. You have Messiah Ware, who comes off the bench as well. He's 24. He's a point guard. So him and TJ are both sophomores. Nemo's a junior. And then you also have Kevin Pescar, that's a senior, that's another forward that we like to use as well. And I pride myself too on, I think our best teams when we were here were very, very balanced as far as, we had 9 to 10 guys that could really go. So the message that I always preach heading into the season, I'm like, none of you guys are going to average 20 for me, but all of you will average somewhere between probably 8 to 12 points and you'll win. So just trying to get them to buy into that, especially with the social media age and everything that we in. Everybody wants to, the glitz, the glamour. And I'm like, hey, you guys have to be okay with Maurice. You might have 20 points this game and you might have 4 the next because TJ is rolling or Nemo's rolling or Sheldon or Donald. And you got to be okay with that as long as we're winning. And, we're doing stuff the right way. So by committee has been our goal all year.
You talk about the social media. When you and I were coming up, it was just getting started, and it wasn't
Yeah.
nearly as complex as what we have today. And the pressures weren't really out there because I know all these kids that play basketball in Tulsa, and even my daughter with some of the sports that she plays. I mean, the kids know each other, they talk to each other, and I think doing well, it's some added pressure for them.
Yeah. And I think naturally people are gonna I don't mind them shooting for the highest goal and everything that they do. Like obviously if you play football, the most popular position is usually quarterback. Most people want to be the quarterback. 9 times out of 10, if you play basketball, you would love to be the lead scorer on a team. It's a good look. It makes you feel good, but depending on where you're at and what we need for the team, it just might not be what we need. And it's just we have a lot of guys that have a lot of potential and a lot of talent, and we want to make sure they all making the right plays and doing it for each other. Because by committee, I've had coaches tell me like, you guys are really tough to scout because you can get it, from this many guys, and it's just a lot to deal with. I had a couple coaches tell me that like, you guys are a tough scout because it could be any one of these 8 guys in any given night.
You have played Memorial enough that you ought to have their roster memorized by now. 3 times
Yeah.
already this season. This will be the
Mm-hmm.
4th time you've gotten together, and I know you're trying to get that curse broken because you need to notch a win against them this year.
Yeah, no, most definitely. They're talented, which Memorial usually is year in and year out. They have great size across the board as well. But no, we feel very confident going to this, especially playing our best basketball that we played all year.
What is the biggest change that you've seen in the last 8 games since the last time you and the Chargers got together?
Just the buy-in and the attention to detail, and really hanging our hats on the defensive end, because it was kind of coming and going, and matching physicality and getting our effort and our energy up in the little things. And I've been thoroughly impressed with how well we've been defending as of, when we've been on that stretch, because we've really been hanging our hats on that end, and it's been paying off.
Well, I know that tomorrow night's a big game, and of course, you look forward to that area tournament. I was talking to Coach Allison earlier today, and he made the comment that, hey, we've got 4 state tournament quality teams in Edison, Memorial, Collinsville, and Will Rogers that are all in this area tournament. So,
Definitely.
in the event, whoever loses has still got some great basketball to get by before they head to the big house in Oklahoma City.
Yep. No. Rogers, we played them 3 times this year, once in their tournament and then 2 of being in the district. And they're really talented and young as well. They had a great season. Great coach, because he won co-coach of the year too, Coach Buckley with Coach Allison, deservedly so. And then Collinsville is always one of those teams that are really tricky because they run their stuff to a T and they execute really, really well. So they're just somebody who year in and year out you're gonna have to pay attention to, even if they are down athletically or numbers wise. They're always really good.
All right, give us the biggest keys to victory in beating Memorial in this first round of the area tournament.
Set the tone from the physicality standpoint. Do what we do well, make shots, free throws, finish, and just really setting that. That's the biggest thing, is setting the tone and matching their physicality, because they're always going to be a physical team, and obviously naturally, big. But no, just riding high on that confidence and going in there and not sitting back waiting to take a punch. We're throwing blows as well, So that's been our mindset heading into it.
Coach, thanks for being with us today. Good luck.
I appreciate it. Thank you.